What's going on, everyone? Dragonzard is back. Today I'm bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle, this time going against subscriber Joshua. Before we get started, as always, if you guys could, please show me some love. Hit the like button below, leave a comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at DragonzardX. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys will subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you all back here. If you guys are returning, welcome back. You guys keep me motivated, keep me going every day. Your support keeps this channel going. With that, like I said, I promised Joshua, like I said, I was going against Joshua today. I promised him a match probably about a week ago, and our schedule just hadn't matched up until last night, probably around 9:30, 9:45 my time, after I came off work. But I say that just to let you guys know that if I tell you guys I'm gonna do something, if I tell you I'm gonna get you a giveaway poke, if I tell you I'm gonna get you a battle, guys, I will do it. It may take a while. I may have to get my crazy schedule lined up with your guys, but I will do everything I can to make sure I get you guys what I say I'm going to get you. And like I said, that's the only reason I bring that point up, because this is something I want to do, and I promise you guys I will work with you as much as I'm able, as hard as I'm able to. So, with that, let's jump right into the battle here. We see my opponent, Joshua. He is bringing the Sceptile from my giveaway, so right away I know he is a modest nature with the Unburden. I know he's got Leaf Storm. I know he's got Dragon Breath. And I don't know if he's changed his moveset up or anything, but either way, I know he's 6 IV. I know he's, excuse me guys, I know he's modest, and I know he's got Leaf Storm, probably kept the Whiter, I know he's got Unburden. So, I know I need to watch out for that, especially with my Jellicent. And probably with my Ambipom as well. His Dragon Breath can hit Northern pretty hard, so, it's something, he threatens a little bit of my team there. Something I need to watch out for. Cloyster, guys, that thing is always scary if it gets a Shell Smash off, or 2 Shell Smashes, that can easily wreck a team with its skill link. We see the Florges, which is usually only ran as a special wall, a Toxic Stall set, so I know that can be really annoying, but, my Mungus has Sludge Bomb, so I think I'm okay with that. I know the Quagsire is going to give me trouble, because, the star of this team is supposed to be Scrafty, and he's supposed to get a Dragon Dance off while you try to Toxic him or whatever, because he's carrying a Lumberry, and from there just sweep and set up Moxie. But Quagsire's ability, Unaware, is really, really going to inhibit that, which really stinks. This next Pokemon he brought really made my heart sink. It's a Porygon2. Only reason you run a Porygon2 is to run Eviolite. And, guys, Eviolite Porygon2 is fat. That thing is so bulky. And, I don't have a Toxic Staller. I really don't. That's the one thing I was hoping I could, use to take that out with, but I don't have one. Scrafty could do a lot of damage to it. Scrafty could take it out, but I've really got to watch out for that Quagsire, because if he goes out into the Quagsire, then it don't matter how many boosts Scrafty has, it's not going to matter. Finally, he has his Mega Ampharos, or I assume it's a Mega Ampharos. That's the only reason to really run it. That thing has a lot of power, but it's also really, really slow. So I know if I can get my Northern out into it, I should be okay to take him out. You guys see my team here. I'm bringing Emma the Ambipom. It's the Obnoxious set. I'm bringing my Life Orb Jolteon. I'm bringing my, what's he got? Black Sledge Amoonguss. I'm bringing the Lumberry Scrafty. I'm bringing the Leftovers Jellicent, and I'm bringing the Choice Specs Noivern, just to get that extra damage off. One last thing I forgot to mention, I know I cannot switch my Jolteon in on Mega Ampharos, because Mold Breaker will actually not allow the Volt Absorb to work. So if Mega Ampharos uses Thunderbolt on Volt Absorb Jolteon, it actually is going to do damage due to his ability, Mold Breaker. So, on that last note, I'm going to get another drink of coffee, and let's jump right into the battle, guys. I'm excited. Now that it's like fall time of the year and that pumpkin spice creamer has come out, this stuff is so good, guys. Pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. So good, guys. Fall's my favorite time of the year. So we see he leads off with the Ampharos. I lead off with the Ambipom, knowing that whatever he brings in, I can get a little bit of damage off and I can switch out, which is what I try to do. We see him Mega Evolve right away. He gets the Mold Breaker up. I hit him with the Fake Out just to get some chip damage off. Technician Fake Out. Stab does a lot of damage. Another reason I love Ambipom. Then I go for the U-turn, and here I actually get really lucky, because you guys know my Ambipom runs the King's Rock, and I actually get the U-turn flinch here, which is something I hadn't gotten before, so I was kind of excited about that. I got into my Amoonguss knowing that Amoonguss can pretty much take anything that this Mega Ampharos wants to do to me. He goes out into Cloister. Now, I didn't predict the switch out, but either way, I use Spore to want to put something to sleep. Now, at this point, I know that, Sleep Claws, I'm not going to put anything else to sleep. But either way, his Cloister being asleep is not a bad thing at all by any stretch, guys. That's a wonderful thing for me. So we see the Porygon2 come out. He traces my Regenerator. Kind of stinks. I switch out, going to Slim Shady, predicting him to try to Toxic Stall me or something. And I go for the Dragon Dance. Guys, right here, I really am trying to set up way too early. Which does stink. He does go for the Toxic, though, and I do get my Lumberry to save me. And from here, I go ahead and go for a Dragon Punch. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? I go for a Drain Punch here to try to get some quick damage, try to get the quick kill on the Porygon2, but he does go out into Quagsire. I still kind of hope maybe he's not running the Unaware, maybe this will do a lot of damage. We see that's simply not the case. So I switch back out at this point, go back into my Amoonguss, because my Amoonguss is not an attacker, but even still, this Quagsire is 4 times weak to Grass, which is Stab for my Amoonguss, so I know that this is a good play to make. Now, I might have made a misplay here, I guess that's up for debate. My Amoonguss actually runs the Clear Smog. And I didn't predict him to go for Stockpile back-to-back, but he did. Clear Smog actually would have done away with any status changes that he had. I do, however, opt to go for the Energy Ball instead, it being 4 times weak. And you see it does quite a bit of damage, almost oh guys, I promise I can talk today. Almost one-shotting him. And, like I said, rather than go for the Clear Smog there, I just go for another Energy Ball to go ahead and take him out. My Amoonguss is able to tank the Earthquake. He's not physically defensive, but he's mainly able to tank it so well just because Quagsire is just not a physical attack Pokemon. It's more just, a bulk Pokemon, a wall. So, he goes for the Dragon Pulse here. Hits me. I am a special wall, so I think I can take it. I don't take it as well as I'd like, but I do take it. Get the Sludge Bomb off here. That does a pretty good amount of damage, and I get the Poison. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm getting quite a bit of hacks here. But I'm not going to complain because I know that Mega Ampharos is powerful and that Cloister could have done a lot of damage to me. So I go ahead and switch out of my Amoonguss. I'm going to go ahead and get my Regenerator back. Go into the Jellicent. Now this is because I predict him to go for the Dragon Pulse again. He does go for the Agility though. And this whole thing was just me basically. I took a risk here going out into him because if he went for the Thunderbolt, it would have been very bad for him. But I didn't think he'd go for that Thunderbolt. My plan the whole time was to double right back out into Amoonguss, which is what I do here. And fortunately for me, he decides to go ahead and switch out into his Florges, which works out perfectly because I get my Regenerator back, I get some Black Sludge back. I'm almost full health, and, Amoonguss is a poison type on the field against Florges. I know, as bulky as Florges is, I know he's not going to appreciate a Sludge Bomb. But he does switch out into Porygon again. And I start going for Sludge Bombs again. I'm just kind of trying to fish for a Toxic here. Trying to get something, because I know I need some kind of help to take out Porygon2. He goes for the Ice Beam here. It does hurt, but I'm able to take it pretty good, just because I'm a wall. And I know I can switch out and get my Regenerator off at some point if I need to. So, like I said, I'm just trying to go for the Sludge Bombs here, trying to fish for a poison, trying to get some kind of residual damage off to help me take this thing out, because this thing is so bulky. I know it's going to give me so much trouble. But at the same time, I'm also getting back some HP, so, we're kind of a standoff at this point. Heading another drink there, guys. Sorry about that. Go for another Sludge Bomb here, and as you guys see, me fishing for a poison really isn't working out too well for me. So I go ahead and switch out. Gonna go ahead and get my Regenerator back off. Go back out into my Jellicent. And he recovers, and right here basically we just trade statuses. I am able to burn him, and he does go for the Toxic on me, which really stinks because, like I said, Jellicent is a relatively newcomer. I was really excited to get to use him, and I really just haven't got to showcase him yet. But he does get the burn off, so he serves his purpose there. I guess I probably could have stalled a bit, and then used the Pain Split, because I run Pain Split over Recover on this one. Yeah, I run Pain Split over Recover. But I do go ahead and switch back into my Ambipom, predicting him not to double Toxic. I do get lucky there because he does not. I also get lucky here because Discharge does not cause paralysis, which I think is like a 30% chance to do. So I am able to go for my Fake Out here. Get a little bit of damage off, but guys, like I said, Porygon2 is fat. This thing is so thick. He gets some burn damage here. I'm going for broke. I'm trying to take this thing out. Go for the Fling here. So you do a little bit of damage. Forces the flinch. Again, he gets burn damage. So at this point, I'm really, really hoping maybe I can get a crit. Maybe double hit will do just enough. So I smack him with double hit. Smack him again with double hit. Does not do enough, and he goes for the Recover. Guys, I was so close. Oh, that stunk so bad. My heart sank when that happened. So he recovers. He gets the burn damage. I just start going for double hits here, trying to get every bit of damage I can off, hoping that maybe I get, you know, a crit, something. He recovers again, gets more burn damage. I think momentum started to shift a bit here, because even if he was recovering, I still was on the attack, and he was still playing defense, especially since he had the burn. He does switch out here, goes into the Cloister, which is still asleep. I do go for the double hit, which surprisingly does quite a bit. I really didn't expect it to do that much. Then I remembered Cloister was Water Ice rather than, I thought it was like Water Rock or Ice Rock or something. I don't know. Anyway, I do go for the double hit. He does stay asleep the whole time, and I don't miss any of my double hits, so I am able to take out the Cloister, which is good because, you know, like I said, Cloister is a huge threat. And not to mention, Sleep Claws, now I can put something else to sleep. So it is a really good thing for me. He goes out into his Sceptile. Ambipom is strong, but it's also very frail. I know I don't want none of this, so I go for the U-turn, which is going to be super effective on a pure grass type. Now, I predict him to go for the Leaf Storm here, get his White Herb to get his stats back, and get his Unburden boost off so he can start sweeping again. He makes a good play here and goes for the Dragon Breath. Which does quite a bit of damage to my Norvern. I can take it, but then I get the Paralyze. Now, that really stinks. So at this point, I figure, you know what, he's just going to go for another Dragon Breath, take me out. Norvern's Paralyzed, it's not going to outspeed anything, I'm just going to let it go down. For whatever reason here, he doesn't go for another Dragon Breath, maybe he predicted the switch, I don't know, but either way, I am not paralyzed, and I am able to get the Hurricane off, so that is going to take out the Sceptile. He goes back out into his Florges, which he knows is going to threaten me out, so I do switch out, just to keep Norvern as switch fodder for something else later. Go back into my Amoonguss, who now has their Generator boost off. He goes for the Wish, and I thought he was preparing to take a Sludge Bomb. I did not, for whatever reason, I did not predict that he was actually going to pass the Wish off to his Ampharos. You know, is what it is. I didn't make a good prediction there, he did. But the Ampharos is still poisoned, so, you know, this still isn't a terrible spot to be in. I go for the Clear Smog. Like I said, I was predicting him to Protect, just to try to get the Wish back onto his, you know, Florges. If I went for the Sludge Bomb there, the Wish wouldn't have got off on him. It would have taken out the Ampharos. I know, would have been over a little bit quicker. I made a bad play there. He goes for the Dragon Pulse here. We remember it does a little bit more damage than I want it to, but he is able to take it. I go for the Energy Ball here. Mainly I'm trying to save my Sludge Bombs, because I think I only had like 4 or 5 left at this point. And, you know, the battle isn't over yet, so I really was trying to save some Sludge Bombs there. He goes for the Dragon Pulse. I know I can take it, unless it's a crit. I do take it. I get the Sludge Bomb off. And Amoonguss getting the kill on the Mega Ampharos there. So I get a little bit of Black Sludge recovery, and I know I want to switch Amoonguss out at this point. He switches into the Porygon2. This thing I was still worried about. He copies my Regenerator again, which isn't going to do much. I think as soon as he switches out, it goes back to Trace, so he's not going to get a Regenerator off. I'm going to my Noivern, basically just for switch fodder here, and to get my Amoonguss some HP back. He is going to take out the Noivern with an Ice Beam, because it's, you know, double weakness against it. Noivern goes down, but he's paralyzed, and he already took out the Sceptile, so he's done more than I expected him to do once he got paralyzed. I go out into Slim Shady again. I just go straight for the Drain Punch here, predicting him to go for a Toxic, so I know I've got to get as much off as I can. At this point, he goes for the Discharge, probably trying to get the para-hacks going on. I get lucky again. He doesn't get the para-hacks off. I don't get paralyzed. Go for another drain punch. Am able to take him out. And, oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot about that. Like I said, Porygon2 is just bulk, guys. That thing is so bulky. He goes for another discharge. Fortunately for me, I don't get the paralyzed again. And the burn is going to cause Porygon2 to go down. So I'm sitting in a pretty good spot right now, but he does go out into Florges. And I've learned in some past battles that Scrafty cannot take a Moonblast from anything. So I go ahead and switch him out. Go into Emma my Ambipom, knowing that Florges is not very physically defensive. So I think Emma can probably do a number on him. Emma is almost taken out there yet, but not quite. I am able to get the Fake Out off. That is going to do some decent damage. He does flinch, gets the leftovers back, and I'm going to go for a double hit right here. Trying to get some more damage off, and basically it's going to let Emma go down if she has to. We see double hit do quite a bit, though. It almost takes him out, but not quite. It goes for another Moonblast. That is going to take out my Ambipom. Does stink, but, you know, I'm got a lot of damage off on this Florges. So it's not a complete waste by any stretch. And guys, this match is not over yet. It's really not. So I go out into my Amoonguss. I am predicting him to go for the Wish, and he does. I am also predicting him to protect next turn, which I do believe he does. But for whatever reason, he does not there. So I get him to sleep. He is going to get his Wish recovery back. But I know he's still going to be asleep, hopefully for at least 2 turns. So Sludge Bomb should take him out at this point. Which is why I actually went out into my Amoonguss rather than something else, because I knew he was just going to Wish Stall me if I didn't. So I was switching out to Amoonguss and basically just spamming Spore until he ran out of Protects, or Protect failed. That was my plan for taking him out. So Florges is down, and that is pretty much game. That was a good game. I feel like that's another one of those matches where the final score didn't really reflect what happened, you know, in the game. Lots of predictions were made, lots of switches were made, lots of stuff went my way, lots of stuff did not go his way. Discharge, like I said, has like a 30% chance of paralysis. He hit me with it 3 or 4 times and didn't get one. That really stinks. Whereas I think like what, my first, second Sludge Bomb actually poisoned him. So, you know, like I said, I got a lot of hacks that game in my favor, and he did not. And just in battles in general, guys, a lot of times final score does not dictate what really happened in the fight. You can have a really close match that ends, you know, 3-4-0, and the final score, you know, people look at it and they're like, oh man, you got ran over. And that's not always the case, and I really feel like that was what happened here. I got a lot of luck on my side there. His Cloyster never woke up. Like I said, I never got paralyzed. I got the poison off right away. Yeah, just stuff like that. But overall, it was a great match. This guy said, you know, he'd battle me again. I'm all for that. It was a good match. He also said he usually doesn't do a lot of UU, so maybe OU, you know, next match around. I think that'd be a good idea. And like I said, overall, great match. Good game to my opponent. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you guys are new, welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully I see all you guys back here. If you're returning, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you liked it. And hopefully you guys keep coming back for more. And hopefully I will get to battle each and every one of you guys one day. I think that's about all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. You guys and everything you do. Dragonzard out.